Hey everyone, I'm the Exalt Tai, and let's talk about a very unfortunate skill that's brimming with potential, Guard. Specifying the B skill Guard, not the general Guard effect. But before we begin, hit that subscribe button and click on the bell for future uploads. You can also check me out on Twitter, it helps out a lot. Continuing on, the Tragic Skill series takes a look at awful skills, analyzes why they're bad, and brainstorms some ideas that heroes could do to make them better. With that out of the way, let's begin.
I have no choice.
Let's define the B skill Guard. At the start of combat, if unit's HP is greater than or equal to 80%, inflicts special cooldown charge -1 on foe per attack. If the foe does not have something like Heavy Blade or a breath skill, any skill really that adds a special cooldown charge +1, this Guard skill would basically prevent the special cooldown from changing. If the foe does have a skill that does a +1 charge, then Guard would do a -1, and then the net total for the foe is 1 for their special. The easiest way to explain something is through example. Here we have Ike with Heavy Blade 3 and Ether Special. He is facing Har, who will not have Guard 3. So Har has less attack, so Heavy Blade will activate. When Ike attacks Har, Ether's special cooldown will go from 5 to 3. And if Ike doesn't have Heavy Blade activated, then it will go from 5 to 4. But if Har were to equip Guard 3, and then for Heavy Blade activated Ike, Ether cooldown goes from 5 to 4, and for non-active Heavy Blade Ike, we'll have Ether's cooldown go from 5 to 5, no change. Keep in mind that this is Guard B skill, so if Har's HP is less than 80% at the beginning of combat, then it will not activate. This is different from other characters who have a base Guard effect, but no HP condition, like the Hack-O-Lantern or Guard weapons. It's also different from the Creator Sword, which just negates the effect of +1 charge in general, right? Guard works against the +1 charge by subtracting -1, Creator Sword and other similar weapons just nullify the +1 charge. I do want to shed some light on its history. Guard was released under the World of Radiance banner on April 26, 2017. It was on Titania. And I do believe this skill was intended to combat the things that the FEH team was going to add. Firstly, the Heavy Blade skill on Ike, who came on the same banner, and later Steady Breath on Brave Ike, and possibly the fighter skills that came with the Christmas units. But now we fast forward to the present day and look at what has become of Guard. I think it's easiest to look at it from pros and cons. Guard effect is a very good effect, don't get me wrong. It can slow down fighter skills, breath skills, etc. Some characters rely on their special to be strong, and some just deal massive damage with their special, so having Guard effect to stop that, wonderful. There is a slight issue with that many people prefer the Guard effect as an addition rather than the main appeal of the weapon. Like, if given the choice between Guard skill or whatever Fallen Edelgard has, most people are going to choose the Fallen Edelgard route. Guard effect is just the cherry on top, you know? But the biggest issue with Guard B skill is the HP condition. God, who thought above 80% HP would be a good idea? That only gives you a small HP window to utilize the great Guard effect. Yes, I know there are other skills that have a small HP window, but they usually have better effects. Like Quick Repose has a 75% HP threshold, but the follow-up attack chance is far more valuable. Guard also doesn't have a secondary condition like ideal skills, so you need that HP. And think of it this way, these skills that Guard is trying to stop, Breath, Blade, Blazing Durandal, those skills are constantly going. Blazing Durandal is especially annoying with its stat bonuses and special cooldown shenanigans. It has an easy condition of just initiating combat. Guard is very limited in usage, as one hit or one mistake can easily prevent its activation. Those bolt traps and ether raids are especially deadly to Guard. It also leaves a lot to be desired. You know, to ensure the most use of Guard B skill, you would need to have a particular hero that's very tanky, something that can stop follow-up attacks would be nice. The A and C skills can be something that helps defensive res to prevent too much damage. The seal can be an HP boost to increase the HP range, but at that point, wouldn't a different B skill be more useful? Like Lull, Vantage, Link, Spurn, no follow-up, etc. Guard is not just suffering under its terrible HP condition, it doesn't have the appeal compared to other skills. So what can we do to fix this skill? Guard 4 is probably the first thing we look at. the first thing we have to do is change the HP threshold. Let's just make it 50% HP, that's pretty good. And then, well, Heavy Blade 4 and Flashing Blade 4 gave +5 true damage to the attack. But I think Guard should go the route of the dual skills and just give +2 to every stat. That gives more defensive power to Guard, so it can stay active longer, and can boost their BST. Though, I'm not too sure about this, as Guard 4 will be a B skill, and normally the B skill doesn't add stats, mainly the A skill slot. So, how about a Wary Fighter effect? It can combat characters who have the skills that guarantee their follow-up attacks, so it can compete with no follow-up. I considered making the charge -1 to -2, but I feel that's a little too overpowered, you know? And hey, if you got some thoughts on Guard, or how to improve it, leave a comment. I try to respond to any comments I get. And while you're down there, hit that subscribe button and bell icon and the like button. Come on, be efficient. You can follow me on Twitter at Exalt_Tai for news of upcoming videos. But with all that, stay hydrated folks, and see you later.